Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all would be doing well. Today we have started the lesson or content of pronouns. As far as we know that pronouns are very important for the construction of sentences in English language. In our last lessons we have studied about nouns and its types in great detail, and now we are going towards pronoun. Can you just give me a quick review about what is a pronoun? Yes, pronouns are those words that we use in place of a noun as its substitute. For example, if you are constructing a sentence or more than one sentences in English, then you have not to repeat the noun in each and every sentence, but you can use pronoun after a one sentence, after a main sentence. Like if you have written a sentence like Ahmad is a boy, and Ahmad is a boy, Ahmad is a student of grade 10, Ahmad studies in XYZ school. So here you would not kept on repeating Ahmad, Ahmad, Ahmad in all the sentences, but you have to use the pronoun in the second or third sentence. How? Like Ahmad is a student, he reads in grade 10, he studies in XYZ school. So what is he? He is basically a pronoun that we have used in place of a noun. Some common pronouns are here like I, we, they, you, he, she, this, them, that, and etc. So these are the pronouns that we can use in our English language to construct a complete sentence. Here is an example that you may have. My friends are in playground, they are playing football. So here my friends was a noun that you have used in the very first sentence, but in the second sentence you would be replacing the noun with a pronoun, and that is they. So this is a pronoun. Next, pronouns also have a very extensive family just like noun. So in the family of pronoun, what we have? A very simple pronoun, personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, reflexive pronouns, intensive pronouns, reciprocal pronouns, relative pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, interrogative pronouns, indefinite pronouns, and distributive pronouns. These are the types of pronouns in English language that we are going to study in our lessons. In this very first part of the lesson, we are going to study these types of lessons that these types of pronouns that have been shaded yellow. So in the next lesson we will be having the further next types. So the very first is personal pronouns. As far as the name is suggesting that personal pronouns replace people representing nouns, and these could be both individual and collective, and would be things as well. This is the most common type of pronouns that you be used for the substitution of proper names and things. Like if you want to replace a proper noun with a pronoun, then you can take a help from personal pronouns. For example, if there is a sentence like Jack and Jill are friends. So now these Jack and Jill are the two persons. They have been used over here in the very first sentence. To replace these noun in the next sentence, you are taking support from personal pronouns and you are using it as they. They are going for school, because Jack and Jill are two persons, they are plural, so we are using the plural form of personal pronouns. Next is Martha is baking cakes. She is a good chef in town. So here in this sentence, Martha is a noun that is used over here as a singular noun, and for that singular noun we are using a personal pronoun that is too singular in its category. Like for if there would be a boy, then we would be using he. If it is more than one people, then we could use over here like they or we or us and or our and so many other. So this is about personal pronouns. Next is possessive pronouns. As far as its name is suggesting and telling us or giving us an idea that these would be those pronouns which represent about the possession of something, just like noun. Possessive pronouns tells us who owns it, like who is owning a specific thing or any other, what could be the possibility in a sentence. Some common possessive pronouns are mine, yours, his, hers, ours, theirs, its, and how we could use them in our sentences, like the tickets are ours. So this ours is showing us about the possession of tickets, that who is owning. who is having those tickets. So, who is tickets are belong to whom. So, this ours is giving us an idea that the possession of tickets is to us. So, as I thought my pen was lost, but the one Joe found was mine. So, here the possession about pen, my pen. So, my is giving us an idea that there would be a possessive pronoun that would be related to that particular pronoun my. So, it is mine over here. Next is reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns refer back to the subject of the sentence, and reflexive pronouns just show the action which is done by the subject and turn or refer back to its subject as well. Like if you are just giving more emphasis, or you are referring back that what type of action has been done by the subject, it would be a reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronouns usually end with self or selves. If the pronoun would be singular like he, it would be himself. If it is she, then it would be herself. And if it is a plural pronoun like I, like our, it would be ourselves, and them, it would be themselves. So, these are the reflexive pronouns. Some reflexive pronouns are here, you can have an eye on these: myself, herself, himself, themselves, itself. So, all of these are reflexive pronouns. But how we can use them in our sentences? It is in this way: she prepared herself for the job interview. She is the subject of the sentence. She is the doer of the action. Who is performing an action? A girl, she. What is she doing? She is preparing. She is preparing. Now, this herself is referring back to the subject, right? So, this action is being done by the subject and it is being reflected back by the subject. So, with the help of this reflexive pronoun. So, these are the reflexive pronoun. The computer restarts itself every night. So, itself is again referring back to the main subject of the sentence, that is the computer. So, these are reflexive pronouns. Next is intensive pronouns. These are also similar to reflexive pronouns to some extent in the form of its orthographic representation, like these are also with himself, herself, themselves, ourselves. These are just like that, but they differ in the usage in the sentence. Like intensive pronouns refer back to another noun or pronoun in the sentence for more emphasis. If you want to put more emphasis in the sentence, then you have to use the intensive pronouns. Intensive pronouns are also known as emphatic pronouns because they just put on an emphasis or an intensification on the pronoun or on the noun. Furthermore, one thing should be in your mind that omission of intensive pronouns from the sentence does not alter its meaning. Even if you remove intensive pronoun from the sentence, the meaning of the sentence would remain same and clear. Just take an example over here. Jenny herself is responsible for the failure. If you omit, if you remove herself from the sentence, then it would be Jenny is responsible for the failure. So, the meaning is same, meaning has not been changed, but the addition of herself in this sentence is putting an emphasis on Jenny, on the failure of Jenny, that she herself is responsible for the failure that has been faced to her. So, intensive pronouns are used right after noun to put an emphasis on the noun. Got it? The town itself is not very large. So, again, the town was a noun and it has been used, itself has been used to put an emphasis on the town that it is not very large. So, it is how intensive pronouns deal with. Next is reciprocal pronouns. Reciprocal pronouns are those pronouns which denote mutual actions. Mutual actions performed between two nouns, between two persons or between two things. Reciprocal pronouns are used for reciprocated actions and feelings. How? These are only of two types. There are only two reciprocal pronouns, each other and one another. You have an idea that each other means if the two persons are there, then it means that there should be a mutual coordination and connection between the two people. One another also links the same. Take an example, they like to work with one another. So they like to work with one another. This is showing the mutual connection between the two people or between more than two people, that they like to work with one another. So here one and other is a reciprocal pronoun. The boxers punched each other. So each other is also a reciprocal pronoun. So you can have an I over here as well, that how these could be used in a sentence to show mutual connection between the nouns or pronouns, right. So these are the first 5 types of pronouns that we have done in our today's class. In our next class, we will be having a detailed understanding about the further types of pronouns. If you have any problem, then you can ask any question relevant to the topic, and do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe for new videos, and do share it with others so that others would have a learning and understanding about pronouns. Thank you so much. Take care.